really annoying. Oh man. Good evening. I am humbled and honored to speak on behalf of my fellow classmates. I can say that completing this master's program is the most fun you'll ever have, but you never want to do again. It's a wonderful program though, and I know my classmates enjoyed it as much as I did. Together, we sacrificed our weekends and weeknights after work to strengthen our foundation, to learn different IT concepts and strategies. We collaborate together on group projects, meeting outside of class, whether it be on Google Hangout or even in person. From a breadth and depth perspective, we have become more IT savvy. With the help from our professors, the advisory board, and our mentors. And we did all of this without canceling our Netflix subscription. Over the past 12 months, we bonded like family, especially in our respective teams. It is without any bias, though, that Nike JT is the best team. Am I right? Okay, thanks. I'm right. Over the course of the year, we've learned together, struggled together, and succeeded together. To spark a bit of nostalgia and to recap some of the fun this year, allow me to present my version of MSIS's top 10 moments. Starting with number 10, whether it be water or Sorab's RHS, it was quite satisfying to take a sip of our favorite alcoholic beverage after an exam, or perhaps during a take-home final. I remember that one of our professors told us that it would take us 4 hours to do a take-home final. It took me 6 hours to do one question, especially with the help of my friend Netflix. It's so bad but so good at the same time. I mean, Netflix, they just nudge us to keep watching and watching, to keep knowing what happens next. It's genius. Number 9. One of my biggest takeaways from doing presentations this year is not just the concepts and strategies, but also in answering questions. Sometimes the shortest answer is the best one. So if someone asks you a complicated question, squint a little bit.
It's the best.
It's the best. Depends on what. And if one persists on asking a follow-up question, what do? You strategically divert the question to a fellow specialist, Mr. David Chen. Number 8. A lot of our relationships with my male colleagues, slowly and surely, actually quickly and not sure how, evolved from being just friends to embracing the wonderful notion of bromance. Kenny Kim, Kim Do, Ian Lee, Jia Chung, Nick Yu, Professor Fan, Professor Tan. You know, I was debating last night while I was finishing this up to see whether I should change our profile picture to our selfie from two nights ago. Which was, by the way, a wonderful night, as all of you know. Number 7. Do you guys remember Professor Tan's final? The Jeopardy game?
Oh my God!
I am so glad we're in a learning environment. Can you imagine actually putting Dead Man's Curve to practice? I have never seen so much passion to answer a final question. Number 6, the definition of clutch. Okay, so on the day of a presentation, for one of our classes, there was a team that found out that they didn't do the correct prompt on the day they were supposed to present. So they kept their cool, completely started from scratch in class, presented, and still got an A. Hashtag clutch. Number 5. My relationship with Doctor, Death. Laughter together one day, leaving each other speechless and nauseated and another. But nevertheless, we are still Facebook official. I think I know what love is. Number 4, July 2nd, 2013 was the day our students only MSIS Facebook page was born. Thanks, Blake. How else would future IT-savvy leaders express themselves? Memes, hashtags, mention sessions, callouts, and maybe a class-related question in 1 out of 10 posts. Number 3, Greg Potter's Facebook. I am so offended that everyone still thinks that it is me who created his account. But seriously, it wasn't. Can the real imposter please stand up? And I know I'm already standing. For real, it's not me. So I'm not going to continue unless someone say no. Is it you, Robert? Please stand up. I need to get going.
I'll stand up. Greg, if you want the password, please come to me.
You guys are all jerks and thinking it was me. Okay, number 2. I remember the first day when we were in Professor Ming Fan's class last summer. Almost everyone had their hands up to win their points for participation. You literally fast forward, 3 quarters or 4 quarters, and you might see a hand here and there. Now I'm not quite sure if this is by design or but at least for me, for the past 6 months, I would actually resist putting my hand up, just so I can see Robert perform. I've never seen anyone move their hands as beautifully nor talk as eloquently as Robert. And the best part, it's never the same way twice. But seriously, Robert, you're awesome. Although we might have to ask you to repeat your question once or 10 times, you bring heart and your head to class every day. And I hope no one stops you from learning the way you do. You're the man, Robert. And finally, at number 1, there is no other gift that is better than this exact moment, which we so happen to call the present, to celebrate our hard work and to appreciate the support from our loved ones. All of us come from different backgrounds, cultures, and pasts. We are our own unique me and have our own destiny to fulfill. But somehow, we always seem to come back together to fulfill a greater purpose. Now, what is that greater purpose? Honestly, I can't really see what that is, or what that is for me, or what that is for you. But perhaps this personal story of my hero can shed some light. My mother, she was the second oldest of 6 kids, an educated woman, having graduated from the Harvard of Korea. She started a promising career as a nurse, taught at schools, which is, where she met my father. Sometime later, they got married, moved to the States as it was the land of opportunity. At some point, my lovely, sexy son was born. So by not laughing, that means you guys agree, right? But a few months after that, I never saw my father again. Did I cry about it? Well, yes. I was only 3 months old at the time. But for my mother, it was a life-changing experience. But you know what? Her pride, resilience, and love overpowered any obstacle that came at her. From that night, my mom took on 2 roles, playing mother and father, which meant that she would work the craziest hours, running a business during the day, and working graveyard shifts as a nurse at Providence Hospital. Today, she's a successful businesswoman and still dreams to one day help people, whether it be through the Peace Corps or the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. To this day, I still don't know how she does it. She's beautiful, still looks 30, could be the Asian genes, has more energy than any 20-year-old I know, me, and supports me as much as any father and mother could provide collectively, if not more. My childhood sucked. My mom, she's a tiger mom. She always had the highest expectation for me. I remember that she told me that if I failed, I better get back up and do it over and over again. It doesn't matter if it's the second time or the millionth time. Practice makes perfect. Now honestly, I said that with a lot of sugar on top and I cut out all the Korean drama. She would actually say something along the lines of me having so much potential. If I didn't succeed, that she would be a failure too. I mean, no pressure, right? Zero guilt tripping. But pressure or no pressure, I wanted success too. So what is that key ingredient for success? Last year, my mother gave me a gift. It was a picture of an iceberg. Confused, I thought to myself, maybe she thinks I'm going to fail really hard, that I'm going to ache, cry, and drown in my sorrows. Anticipating this confusion, because all you ladies know how us men think, and you are always right, she told me that I am this iceberg. You see, when an iceberg floats, you only see what's above the waterline. This iceberg, however, is more than meets the eye. Our foundation and our potential can propel us above that waterline to newer and greater things in this ocean that we call life. The key to success, as Don Lewis said, is you. Am I a success right now? Well, I got through college, I got a job, I found myself a beautiful honey, but at some point, I need to get married, have a whole bunch of kids, and be a better father than he ever was. So I'm not quite there yet. But I can definitely say that my mom is one hell of a mother, and she is my definition of success. Mom, you don't say I love you as much as we should, but I learned from you that action speaks louder than words. Thank you for believing in me and for supporting me my whole entire life. There's no way that I can pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand. You are appreciated. So going back to what I said earlier, all of us come from different backgrounds. We are our own unique me and have our own destiny to fulfill. Our variables will always be different. But as people, we do best when we take action and work together. I know all of us will do more than just bridge the gap between whatever business and technology we get into, but we will also build and foster relationships to solidify our own icebergs. Isn't this master's program a testament to this? We have learned together, struggled together, and succeeded together. Netflix always nudges us to watch the next episode of your favorite TV show. I can't wait for life to nudge us to see what we are more than capable of doing. It was a pleasure learning with you all, and it will be a pleasure to see all of us do great things out there in that big ocean. Cherish all the victories, even the small ones, over all your obstacles. Create your legacy. Dream, lead, and inspire. So get out there, meet new people, and make the invisible visible. Congratulations, my friends, to the class of 2014. Your friend always, me. Whoa!